Welcome back to Look Who's Talking.
And we're back. Episode 7, Look Who's Talking. How's it going, Zach?
Here we go. We've been away for a while. 2K,
Wow.
2K Empire Classic.
Watching Duke, Cal live. Just saw the Longhorns go down, Zach. Georgetown, Patrick Ewing. How do you feel? You just got beat in a junkyard battle.
Matt McClung's good, but he's not that good. He's not good enough
I think
for us.
this means that Shaka Smart is that bad.
Hey, let me tell you, going into the season, you're thinking, what does it take to get this guy to get the seat really fired up, to get the seat really hot? What does it take to get Shaka Smart fired? And let me tell you, you go to the 2K Classic, you get beat by 30, you play a Cal team that's about to get beat by Duke by 30, and then you lose to them by 10. You're on the hot seat automatically. This guy Shaka can't coach.
It's on fire. You know what happens is you go to Madison Square Garden, and that's where the real men come to play. And Shaka, he is no man. That is a little boy out there coaching basketball. I mean, you hear podcasts, you hear other people talking about Texas offense and how they run this NBA pro style offense, Zach. And let me tell you something. We're not in the NBA. This is college basketball, folks.
Listen.
You can't run this in this size court with the lack of spread that we got going on.
Let me tell you.
Unbelievable.
Let me tell you, listen to the Big Game Pod. Listen to these guys, Half Court Hoops.
Shout out.
Whoever it might be. Yeah, shout out Half Court Hoops. I don't know what your Twitter handle is.
Follow us.
I don't know what your Instagram handle is. But listen, I listen to you guys. We're running the Milwaukee Bucks offense. But let me tell you, as ZB alluded to, these are 18-year-old kids. They don't know up from down. They don't know left hand from right hand, shooting a three to hitting a layup. We look so bad. We look so incredibly bad. Listen, we talked about it. Look Who's Talking podcast. It was me, Samo, producer Samo, and ZB talking about smart and strong. Charlie Strong.
Weak and dumb. Is
Shaka
what I like
Smart.
to call it.
And ZB hit me with a weak and dumb.
Oh, gosh.
And I couldn't relate more.
Unbelievable. Here's the thing. You're doing the Milwaukee Bucks offense, right? There's only one problem.
Where's Giannis?
Yeah, where's Giannis? Where's Eric Bledsoe? Where's Brook Lopez spreading the court and hitting 5 threes a game? Oh, wait. You got
Who's attacking
Matt
downhill?
Coleman, my guy. You got Jericho Sims and Courtney
Who?
Ramey. Yeah, you haven't heard of them? Oh, because they suck.
Dude, it's just tough. We haven't seen you guys in a while. It's been 2 weeks. We're sorry to keep you waiting. We had a few things go on, but we're back. We're here to give the listeners what they're looking for. We're getting into the front half of the college basketball season.
Yep.
We're getting into the back half of the college football season. We're getting into the meat and potatoes of the NFL. There's a lot of things to talk about. We're going to start. What are we starting with? ZB, tell me what we're starting with.
We got so many I don't even know where to start, to be honest with you, Zach. I mean, you just gave us the rundown of where we're at with every sport. But what more could we start with than Carmelo Anthony? Back in the league. Stay mellow. He's a trailblazer, folks.
Hashtag this league.
How do you feel?
Hashtag this league.
Only one league could do this.
Listen, dude. Listen. If you're not in the front row, dude. NBA. Let me tell you, if you're not a fan of the NBA, just be a fan. Carmelo Anthony, Hoodie Mello. This guy's been sitting on his couch, putting up shots in a Lifetime gym.
Yes, in New York. We all know.
It's
the lab.
Gets a phone call. Not only are you getting a chance, but hey, you'll be in our starting 5.
Yeah. Oh, right away. Plug and place right away. Snag him, sign him up, get the pen out, sign the contract, and you're on the starting 5. They're gonna announce your name in the Garden. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful, and you gotta love what you see. Although I'll say the first 2 games have been a little rocky, Zach. They're playing on TNT right now. I'm deciding not to watch them because I want to see this Duke team.
Sure.
But man, I will say, Melo to the Trailblazers, a desperation move for the Trailblazers.
Yeah.
Plagued by injury, 5-10. You can't hate it.
Yeah, you're going to try to make a splash. You're going to try to spruce things up as you will, as you're trying to save your season this early on. But listen, this guy Carmelo, bully Melo that's going to put his back to the basket, get in the post, and get after it. That's long gone. This guy's jacking threes.
Yeah, he's a stretch 4 at this point.
This guy is jacking threes, and it makes no sense to me what he does on a basketball floor. You know?
So here's the problem: is you said it's spot on. Melo is legitimately a stretch 4 that's not even that good at shooting threes. That also cannot guard any position 1 through 5 on the floor.
He doesn't play defense.
So this is what my cousin Hayden Frederick told me this on the phone today.
Shout out to
talking
Hayden.
about it. Shout out to Hayden, big Lakers fan. He was talking. He said, "I think that this is honestly like Trailblazers using Melo as a scapegoat, saying, hey, we're doing everything we can. We got Melo.
Great take,
It doesn't
Hayden.
work out, obviously, because we're all expecting it. And then, 10 games down, they release Melo. And they're like, oh, we did everything we could. Save the GM's ass.
Great
go
take.
from there.
Great take. Well,
I don't know, man. It's that team's interesting. I don't know about Portland. We'll see what they do, but it's not going to help.
No, dude. The guy's wearing 00.
I think I think we just got to get like a hoodie Melo live on NBA action going. Like,
Let me tell you
can we
this.
get this guy a hoodie on his jersey? I don't know.
Listen to this, and I
Just
want all the Look Who's Talking listeners. If your best friend, we know the Banana Boat crew.
We know.
him.
Wade, LeBron,
Wade,
CP3,
LeBron,
Melo,
CP3, Melo.
Gab Union.
Okay, listen. LeBron, when he started the season, we've got a couple open spots.
Yeah.
LeBron runs the team. Jared Dudley made the team.
Jared, you want me to tell you something? Let me tell you something. LeBron James could pick me up on the Lakers if he wanted Zach Bogosian the Lakers. Zach Bogosian, I would be on that bench in a Lakers uni right now.
So listen, if LeBron James, your best friend, Banana Boat Crew, # we're the Banana Boat Crew. If he doesn't pick you on your team, what makes you think if your best friend doesn't pick you? If I don't pick ZB to be on my team, why would anybody else pick them to be on their team? This guy brings nothing to the table, and it's not to be, a Melo hater.
It's okay.
It's gone.
It's okay to be a Melo hater.
The window's closed.
It's gone. The window's closed. It's over. It's over. The career's over. R.I.P. This guy needs to retire. He's a Hall of Famer. Respect to Melo.
Dude.
Respect to the childhood. But
well, you couldn't swallow
over.
your ego while you were in the league
No.
to win a championship. And guess where you got? You didn't even get past the Western Conference Finals. You got whooped by the Spurs every year, and you just, then you went to New York and you started jacking 40 shots a game from 30.
And then you went to Oklahoma City and Houston. And
you
now
know
you're
how
in
that worked
Portland.
out.
My
Yeah.
gosh.
You know
Stay
how-
in the Lifetime gym and keep balling out, Melo. Do your thing. Hoodie
Oh
Melo.
my gosh. Let's move on to a story. We might be 2 weeks to it. 2 weeks late. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks? 2 weeks?
Wakeboard, wake surfing. 2 weeks late.
Banana boats, yeah.
Okay, here we are. We might be 2 weeks late too, but it's Myles Garrett. It's one of the most hated guys in the league.
Especially now, right?
Mason Rudolph.
But was
Not
he just-
Myles Garrett, Mason Rudolph. I hate that guy. I don't like the way he looks, to be honest.
Dude, his head definitely has a dent in it. That's for sure.
Oh,
I
God.
also think that if we are to see someone, man, what's that disease that we're talking
know.
about? These NFL guys, producers saying?
CTE.
CTE. Yes, I was gonna say like PEDs, but I don't know what I'm talking about.
No,
If there's a
CTE.
man to have CTE,
Let me field the question to CB and producer
Yeah.
Sam. Did he take a harder hit from Myles Garrett with the helmet, or you saw him on the ground and you saw his teammate give him a swift knee to the back of the head while he was on the ground? Which one was a worse hit? Producer Sam, hit me. Which one was a worse hit?
Probably the helmet from one of the
Okay.
strongest men in the National Football League coming at you with rage.
Dude.
I don't even care. I keep hearing about, it was a good thing it was the back of the helmet. Yeah, it's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Still, ouch.
Yeah, that hurts.
That
and he
cannot be-
ate that.
Well,
He ate that like a bag of chips.
the best part about the helmet hit was contact and then Rudolph going at him. Garrett was, it was like, no, I'm coming at you. I don't even care what just happened. It was incredible.
Unfazed.
But dude, Myles Garrett though, here's the real question: was he just trying to put the helmet back on Rudolph's head? We don't know. That's the appeal process
Oh,
for Myles
gosh.
right now.
Oh,
My
gosh.
gosh.
Well, listen to this. You look back at the footage, and they're laying on the ground, And I'm thinking, you see, like, if you watch the whole video, obviously the clip that you see of Miles just swinging it like a Neanderthal, that's bad. But you see Mason Rudolph on the ground trying to wrestle his helmet off.
Yeah. It
You
did
see
happen.
him trying to take. So is it a question of who was more successful in trying to take the other person's helmet off? And then you're like, okay, Myles Garrett, you were just more successful. Producer Sam, ZB, weigh in.
Yeah, I mean that's Rudolph. For
He's
sure
at fault.
Rudolph was legitimately trying to take the helmet off. He was going at Garrett on the ground.
Yeah.
Was obviously unsuccessful. But here's the thing:
can't
in
swing the
life,
helmet.
not only in sports, in life, it's not the first. It's not who did it first. It's who gets caught.
Always.
It's who gets caught.
Love that in the NBA, the old technical. It's never going to be
the old
first
technical.
guy.
Someone's always giving the little push, putting him over the edge, and then the guy who does it
Reacts.
reacts is in trouble. So yeah, Miles reacted. The man from A&M.
Yeah, you're a number 1 overall pick. You are one of the strongest men in the league. You play defense for the team that is just about to win the football game. You go in for a pretty pathetic-looking sack. We all know that you want to be Defensive Player of the Year, and you want to have the most sacks in the league. You don't really care what your team does. You're all about yourself. And you failed to take down Rudolph, who is a below-average quarterback. You failed to do that. And the quarterback kind of takes a little stab at your helmet.
Listen.
You know what you do? You just get up, and you just kind of deal with it.
Yeah.
Your team just won the football game.
Yeah.
You could destroy Mason Rudolph if you wanted
It's just
to.
such a bad move.
And no one is questioning that. You just move on.
It's just such a bad move. And listen here, like, Mason Rudolph is a terrible quarterback. Like, can we all agree?
He's
This
not
guy
good.
threw 4 picks in that game.
4 picks. I was rooting for the 5th.
Yeah, me too. Oklahoma State product. I don't like Oklahoma State. I don't like Mike Gundy. I don't like the mullet. I don't like any of it.
James Washington.
Yeah, James. I like that guy.
He's all right.
He's all right.
He's fine.
He's all right. He's a friend of the pod.
Anyways.
But listen up. Here's my question too for the fans and for us to debate. That was an airball hook
I
shot.
just saw an airball hook shot that was about 10 feet from the rim.
Listen, 2K.
That is why
Did that go
Cal was
backwards?
the worst Power 5 team in the
Did that go
country
the
last
other
year.
way?
2K Empire Classic. Go ahead and tune in if you're not. We're
It
coming
is
at you
some below average basketball being
live
played,
from a
folks.
Thursday night. It's Duke. This guy just dribbled off his foot. Just don't tune in. Actually, Texas just got beat by 30. Here's the last question I'm going to leave you with on this topic. What's the suspension in your eyes, ZB? What's the suspension?
The guy should be suspended just for the rest of the season. I think he's good to go for next season. Good to go. He'll learn his lesson. Because I think the Browns are not quite out of the playoff picture. 4-6, they've won a couple games in a row. Is Mayfield hitting his stride a little bit? Is Freddie Soup Kitchens understanding the play calls that he should be running for this offense? Defense looks strong, but now Garrett's out.
I'll tell you
and
this.
I think this is going to affect the playoff chances. He's going to understand they were on a roll, and they potentially are not going to make the playoffs because of his stupid mistake.
ESPN Index, a.k.a. our stats guy,
Love that.
gives the Browns about a 21% chance to be in the playoffs.
You said there's a chance.
There's a chance.
There you go.
ZB says there's a chance. Samo, what do you say about the suspension? What do you think? What does he deserve?
Lifetime ban?
Yeah, I mean, we look at it a little bit differently because it was Mason Rudolph, but I saw a meme earlier today, and I thought this was perfect. If Myles Garrett took off Tom Brady's helmet and whacked it on top of his head, the NFL would take away the Cavaliers' NBA title from a few years ago. And
LeBron,
I think that's a
you
really
got
good
one.
point. Like, what if this was Patrick Mahomes? What if this was Aaron Rodgers? What if this was Tom Brady? At the end of the day, the NFL is selling entertainment, and you can't have grown men taking off people's helmets and hitting people with them. It sounds, very insensitive, but it was just Mason Rudolph, right? And so we can kind of look at it even to a lesser degree than we are already kind of analyzing the little feud, and that in and of itself deserves end of the season suspension, especially when you consider that Myles Garrett does have a track record with track record of just just letting him. I mean, and we know that he can be that selfish player. He's been interviewed several times talking about how he just wants to win Defensive Player of the Year. He just wants to. His team will lose by three scores, and he's talking about how he wants to lead the league in sacks. It's like, dude, come on now.
It's a team game. It's a team
Team
game.
game.
Well, you look
I'm
at
with you.
there's a rule for swinging the helmet in the rule book, and it's a 15-yard penalty for swinging the helmet in the rule book.
Really?
Yeah, it's a 15-yard penalty.
Huh.
And so it's kind of wild to see that this guy might get suspended for the rest of it. I don't.
It's a 15-yard penalty to swing a
for
helmet.
swinging the helmet.
Oh
now,
my
now,
gosh.
Now listen up. This man connected. He connected.
This man did not.
Yeah, is that in the context of hitting another player, or is that in the context of
using it as a weapon?
Yeah, this is swinging the helmet at another player. It's a 15-yard penalty in the rule book.
How about that?
And this man's about to get suspended for the rest of the season. So it's food for thought. I mean, look
this
who's talking.
This is a product of our generation, of our time.
Overreaction.
Overreaction, and Roger Goodell has to act swiftly.
This man almost got charged criminally.
Which
is, like,
he
ridiculous.
almost got sued.
Which is ridiculous.
He almost got sued.
Listen up. Mason
There's
Rudolph came charging in.
On the blinker, on the ticker, it is Mason Rudolph has decided not to sue. To sue.
Yeah, come on,
to pursue
man.
criminal charges on Myles Garrett.
It's a scruff. It's a scrum.
It's a scruff. Who is this guy?
Don't give me the what ifs of like, okay, if he would have connected with the helmet, sure. Like,
be a man.
He could have, made it.
I think he needs to go back to school.
I do.
Mason Rudolph and learn from Mike Gundy.
Sam O's a Cowboys fan. Andre Gerard, 17 stitches across the face. Albert Hainsworth got stepped on by a cleat.
I mean,
the man got 3 games. Are you serious?
I do wonder with that rule that you kind of pointed out. I mean, I don't know a lot about it, but
I don't know either.
I wonder if
I
it's.
heard it.
I mean, when I think of it, how it would maybe normally be applied, I wonder if that's in the context of like someone swinging their helmet at someone with their helmet on.
Right.
Because
this guy was vulnerable.
First of all, how is that not a disqualification?
Yeah.
And a 15-yard penalty.
Agreed.
Yeah, that. Man, Miles, you're a great player. You need to get better though. You need to do better.
Shouldn't have done it.
Get better, and gosh, learn how to take down Mason Rudolph. That.
Why?
You should be banned for the rest of the season just because you couldn't connect on that stupid sack.
Yeah.
Man,
It's a bad look. It's a really bad look for him.
That's not a replay you want to rewatch.
No.
Also,
Poor guy having trouble.
We're going to talk about a couple bad looks. Bad look for the Baylor Bears.
It is a sad day for Look Who's Talking podcast, quite frankly.
We're big Matt Rule guys on this
Big
pod.
Matt Rule, big P.J. Fleck guys.
I have no allegiance to Matt Rule or P.J. Fleck, but I love those
Just
guys. ZB,
I love those guys.
ZB, this guy's an
I
Arizona.
love you, man.
ZB's an Arizona guy that came to Texas. He's got no plug to Minnesota. He's got no
No.
plug to Matt Rule. This guy's a Northeast guy that came down to Waco, Texas, but we both love him.
Love what he stands for.
And what happened? Let's talk about
Yeah.
Baylor first.
Let's dig in.
These guys come out like world beaters.
Oh, it was quite frankly shocking. I had all of my friends, brother, everybody. My mom texted me going, Baylor up 31-3. And I was honestly, quite frankly, didn't even watch the game. I watched the highlights afterwards.
Sure.
It was a little date night for the wife and I.
Sure.
So,
Where'd you guys head to?
I don't want to even tell you, man.
Oh,
You might have
wow.
to take my man card.
Oh, wow. This guy's keeping it to himself.
I'm going to say it. I'll say it.
Oh, wow.
I'm getting facials.
Oh! Whoa!
Oh man, let me tell you, it was a battle out there trying to get this acne off my face. But hey,
The place rhymes with raw.
Krav McGraw. No.
Close. That's
What's
kind of
it called?
manly.
Yeah. What's
But-
it called, though?
He went to a
Spa.
Yes, I did. I went
Love
to a
it.
spa.
Hey, self-care. Self-care. No one's going to dog on you for self-care.
Self care, but getting texts from everyone, and 31-3, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, Mandy, this is amazing. Baylor's up 31-3. Your boy Charlie Brewer, Lake Travis alum, shout out, 2 touchdowns, ran for 2, thrown for 2. It was a beautiful thing to see, but then all of a sudden you saw him creeping back, Zach.
Yeah, dude. Gosh. They were hyped up. They were so hyped up and so ready to beat this Oklahoma team. I don't know. Charlie Brewer came in. He looked like a stud. And I was talking to my best man at his wedding, my best friend, Colton Tucker. This guy.
Shout
out Colton Tucker, friend of the pod. He's a good guy. Look him up. I don't even know if he's on Instagram, but anyways, this guy Charlie Brewer one-hopped a pass to a wide open slant, and it's like, Charlie Brewer, you got to be better than that.
You got to be better than that.
You got to be better than that, dude. You guys are undefeated. You guys, this is your moment. This is your moment.
Yes.
This is your time, and like me and ZB said on Look Who's Talking podcast, the moment's too big for Baylor.
The moment was too big for Baylor. It came out that they came out like it was a Saturday, like it was the season of their lives. They came out like it was the season of their lives, not like it was an expectation.
Finish the
You
fight.
see how they come out. They're up, 28-3 at halftime, and it was the crowd's going crazy. The people of Waco are going nuts. The Gaines family, Chip and Joanna, just going absolutely crazy in the stands.
Fixer-upper.
And after halftime hits, you saw the real team who's been in these situations before.
Yeah.
You've seen the quarterback Hurts, who's done this multiple times. Just kind of calmly lead their team back.
Yeah, home team came back down to earth.
Yeah, it's pretty much that. It was an emotional game for Baylor. It was one of those that you win and you're like, oh my gosh, and they obviously the moment was too big, like you mentioned. So it's sad to see. The good thing is Baylor's still in contention to win the Big 12. They have a big game against UT, so they have to bounce back. They finished the season at Kansas. If they can win those two, they'll be it's still a successful season, an 11-1 season going into a Big 12 championship, and probably if they win that, a New Year's Six bowl. So you can't get too down on yourself if you're the Bears.
You're exactly right. And I think about it as I think about a lot of things from a Texas fan's perspective.
You gotta.
I'm looking through orange and white goggles, and I'm thinking year 3 Herman. Year 1 7-6. Year 2 Sugar Bowl victory over Georgia. 10-4. 10-win season. You can never ever complain about a 10-win season, even though it's 4 losses. And then you go to year 3 and you're 6-4 sitting right now. Yeah, we can still end on a positive note, but you're looking at Baylor. These guys 2 years ago are 0-11 or 1-11 or whatever it is. Yeah, 1-11.
Year 2, 6-7 or 7-6.
Losing football team. Yeah.
And now look where they're at.
Undefeated.
You gotta I know where you're going with this.
You
gotta think, Zach. Isn't this supposed to be UT?
Matt Rule's a dog.
He is a straight dog, a junkyard dog.
Yeah, Matt Rule knows what it takes.
Gosh.
Matt Rule knows what it takes. The guy plays great.
What kind of dog would Matt Rule be?
Well, so listen to this. We're 3-0 against Matt Rule. We've got his number. We're going up to Waco this weekend. You're
confident.
I bought tickets.
You're confident. You're ready to go.
I'm taking the trip up 35.
Let's go.
Shout out the girlfriend, Ashley Fisher.
Let's go.
She wants to wear green, and I'm like, babe, put the orange on.
Are you kidding me?
We're going there to win a football game.
Ashley, what are you doing? Wanting to wear green.
I don't know.
Is she a Baylor fan?
But this Baylor's team.
I thought she was a UT grad.
Yeah, she is.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Confused.
But this Baylor's team really good. In the second half, Charlie Brewer threw that pick. You hate to see it. He pushed the ball out to the left sideline. The center snapped it way too early. He freaked out. There's a reason that Charlie Brewer wasn't highly recruited out of high school. Guy's not that great. He's like 75% of the way there.
I mentioned this to Zach. I said a poor man's Sam Ehlinger.
Yeah, he's just right there.
The guy who's a physical quarterback, is going to run between the numbers. Yeah. Almost a poor man's Ehlinger, poor man's Tim Tebow.
Yeah, exactly. His throwing arm is kind of
not good. The ball is in like slow-mo when he releases it. It's not a pretty ball. No zip on it, kind of floating all over the place. Right. But yeah, I mean, Brewer's still fun to watch. I like that Baylor team, but
me too.
It was sad to see the season end.
Well, because listen here, producer Sam and ZB, from a group that loves to talk sports and a group that's in the podcast world, if Baylor goes undefeated, we got a true argument around the college football playoff.
Oh, absolutely. But now they have a loss.
But now we don't get to have that. We don't get to have that conversation.
We don't.
Similar to row the boat and P.J. Fleck.
All we needed was one of them to survive one more week, Zach.
Our two fearless leaders, Matt Rule and P.J. Fleck. I've never been let down like this in my entire life.
But we know what was encouraging about the Minnesota game, Zach, was this. 9-0 team, come off a huge win against Penn State.
Yeah, huge.
At home. Huge win. Tanner Morgan throws for 4 touchdowns.
Program changer.
3 incompletions. Program changer. Totally right.
Yeah.
I saw on Rivals.com today, it said top 5 sleeping giants.
Listen.
Minnesota, P.J. Fleck.
He can recruit.
I completely agree. But what was encouraging about this game is they go to Iowa, to Kinnick Stadium, playing just a tough Hawkeye team that's, always consistently winning 7-9 games every year. Just as consistent as you can get as a college football program. And what's tough, what's tough is going into that type of game after an emotional win against Penn State.
You're right.
But what was great to see, honestly, was Minnesota competed, man. They went out there. The moment was not too big for them. I will continue to say that. They came in there and competed. It was a close game. They fought them till the end, and Iowa came back on top.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced Iowa was the better team, honestly. I think Minnesota fought them in a tough road game at Iowa, a rivalry game, and couldn't come through. It happens.
Yeah, you bring up a good point.
Maturity. Maturity of a team and of coach. It shows
and
you how
handling
good
a big
Fleck
win
is.
like that. Yeah. Well, handling a big win like that, you're right. Excuse us on Look Who's Talking. You're riding a big high off that win, and you said it best. This guy Tanner Morgan, he 2 incompletions against Penn State.
Yeah.
2 incompletions.
Man.
Couple of tuds, 3 tuds to his name, and 18 for 20. Come on, man. And then you got to play the Steel Curtain in Iowa. These guys are really good. It's tight end you. We've talked about them before.
Yep,
they're a really good team. So you can't have that hangover from a big win like that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, P.J. Fleck and these Minnesota Golden Gophers are trying to figure out how to win on the big stage. And, and like ZB said, and like the good website Rivals said, these guys might be a sleeping giant because P.J. Fleck is going to recruit. These guys are only going to go up from here. It's a really good football team. We'll see how they play out. Again, we would have loved to see Minnesota and the Baylor Bears win both these football games for argument's sake around the college football playoff. But similar to years past, things are going to work themselves out.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's what's interesting too is the Big Ten is an interesting program right now, interesting conference right now because Ohio State's going to run away, we think, with the Big Ten East, but they got a big matchup against Penn State this weekend. If Penn State wins, if Penn State wins, we'll see. But Minnesota, favorable schedule to come. They're 1 game over Wisconsin. They got Northwestern this week.
Yeah.
They're going to smash Northwestern. And then they got Wisconsin to end the season. So,
a winnable game and a
winnable
great
game. So
resume.
We could still see Minnesota with one last going into a Big Ten championship facing either Ohio State, Penn State. That'd be fun. So I think all in all, the biggest theme from seeing these past couple weeks is that Minnesota and Baylor, promising young programs to come, great coaches that are heading up these programs. But they're going to be good for years to come.
Yeah.
They're in a good spot.
Listen, as long as your captain, your El Capitan, your pilot is P.J. Fleck, if his name is P.J. Fleck or Matt Rule, you're in a good situation.
You're in good hands.
You're in a good situation.
Hands.
On that note,
buckle up. You'll have a safe ride.
On that note, let's take a quick break. We're going to talk Luka-Doncic.
Whew.
I've never seen a 20-yarder like that.
The question is he the best player in the NBA?
We'll talk Luka-Doncic. We'll put the spotlight on a couple folks. Thanks for tuning in. It's Look Who's Talking.
We are back. Look Who's Talking, episode 7. Next on the agenda, Luka action.
Luka-Doncic. Luka-Doncic is what they like to call him over in Europe and Slovenia. Wow. This guy is different, man. What's there else to say?
How can you make a judgment call on a guy? Have we even seen it? We've seen this guy for a season and a half. And we're about to call him a Hall of Famer. We're about to call him top 5 in the league. We're about to call him all these things. And it's like so validated and so warranted.
it's honestly been on my mind like the past 2 days. Is Luka Doncic legitimately like the top 3 player in the league right now?
Easy.
So listen.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Samo's saying it best. No. Listen, ZB.
Yeah,
Listen.
come on.
LeBron.
Let's hear it.
LeBron, Kawhi, Giannis, Steph, Harden. Is he better than those?
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Stat drop right here. 29.9 points per game, 10.6 rebounds per game, 9.4 assists per game. He is the youngest guy in the NBA to ever have 10 triple-doubles at the age he's at.
Listen, ZB.
Players under 21 years old who have had triple-doubles. Luka Doncic, 13. You know who's second? LeBron, 6.
ZB, you're asking, is he top 5 in the league? Is he better than LeBron? Yes or no?
No, he's not better than LeBron.
Is he
I
better
said
than
top
James
3.
Harden?
If I am picking
Oh,
a
God.
team,
You're about to say he's better than James
if
Harden?
I am picking,
This is Look Who's Talking.
if I am picking, if I'm a general manager and I'm picking a player right now
Podsy.
to lead my team, I'm picking LeBron James.
Listen.
Second, I'm picking Kawhi Leonard. Third, I'm picking Luka Doncic. This
guy hasn't played a playoff game.
29.9, 10.6, 9.4, 48% from the field, 81 from the free throw, 33
Jesus
from the
Christ.
3. He's averaging 30 points a game and shooting that badly
Zach.
from 3, bro.
Zach,
I don't.
listen, I'm no Luka hater. This guy is playing meaningless regular season games, and you're ready to
9
make
and
him
5.
top 3?
The 5 seed right now in the NBA. Luka Doncic. I would pick him.
I'm blown
saying
away.
it. I'm about to say it.
I am blown away.
Giannis. I'd pick Luka.
I
He's more skilled.
am
Mellow for 3.
so blown away by
By
what
the
you're
way, just
saying
a little
right now.
update. We've changed the channel from the Duke Cal game to Portland Trailblazers versus Milwaukee Bucks. We got 5 minutes left. Milwaukee up 8. Now 10. Bledsoe with the layup.
I'm so blown away
But-
by your Luka top 3 take that I might leave the room.
You know what? How about this? Get out of my house.
Oh, Luka! God, Paul George? You wouldn't take Paul George over Luka
Luka
Doncic?
Doncic over Paul George.
Jesus Christ.
Luka Doncic. Here's the thing. I've been walking around for 2 days thinking about this, Zach, and I would not come out and say this if I have not put in ample thought
You need to
into
put it.
it.
You needed to put in a third day, Zach. You needed to put in a third day.
This has been in my dreams for the past 2 nights. You can ask my wife. I've probably been sleep talking about this man, Luka Doncic, the Slovenian snake, we like to call him.
Is that what they call him?
I call him that. I don't know.
Yeah, you can.
Anyways, I love this guy, man.
Dude.
Anyways, this
Dude.
Bill Simmons, and you know I'm a big component of Bill Simmons.
Steph Curry? He's
Bill
better than
Simmons.
Steph Curry?
You want to hear what Bill Simmons is?
He's better than Kevin Durant?
I'm talking about this season.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Jeez.
This is Bill Simmons' episode that came out today. I loved it.
Are
And
you
it probably-
citing Bill Simmons?
It probably got me
Oh
to
my-
where I'm at right now, but it was titled
I'm
"A
lost.
Full-Fledged Luka-Gasm" with Mark Stein.
Oh, jeez.
And man, he says
That's all you have to say.
he is a mix of Larry Bird and LeBron James.
Sure, that's fine. But you're ready to anoint him top 3?
Luka-Gasm. I might have to check that explicit bar on the
Yeah.
podcast
Okay,
settings.
look who's talking. We
Yeah.
just took a turn.
It's going downhill.
But also, listen here. This guy might be top 10. If you can make an argument top 10.
One of the best young NBA prospects.
If
in
you
the
can make
league
an
right
argument,
now.
young
absolutely.
prospects. If we've talked about it on Look Who's Talking.
One of
Trae
the-
Young versus Luka Doncic, but top 3. Look Who's Talking members are going to be in an uproar.
I hope they are. Because guess what? I'll pull out the stats real quick. I don't have them all written down right now. I'll pull out the stats real quick on you. I know it's early. I know it's 13 games into the season. But
You've
this
seen
man,
him play 85 games.
This man last year was a freaking lethal player. And if you
Yeah,
had anyone next to him,
and Dallas
Luka
was-
Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks, they have Porzingis last year. Luka Doncic leads that team to the playoffs. as a rookie.
I think there's
rarely seen.
I think there's a few things that's hard to kind of contextualize here. One is every NBA player is going to have a player that has better stats than the rest of the league. So every team is going to have a scorer that's going to be averaging more than 20 points for the most part. Every team is going to have that player that has a higher PER than the rest of the league. But Zach, I think what you're referring to is
the Charlotte Hornets have no player scoring over 20 points a game.
What do they have? Like 3 people.
They got
over
one
15?
guy right 18 and 2 16.
Yeah. So yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah.
That's why they're terrible.
But I think Zach, you are hitting on like who would you start your franchise with right now given age, and I think Luka is obviously. But when you talk about best, what I think about is you have one game to win, and you are not caring about the position. Who would you want on your team? And I don't know if you would pick Luka in your top 3, but maybe you would. I don't know. But I think what you're getting at is an argument that we would probably agree with, which is who would you start your team with right now, given kind of the longevity? Luka all day.
Yes.
If I'm picking one guy to start my team, it is Luka Doncic, 100% over any player in the NBA right now, based off the next 10 years.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Anyways, if Kevin Durant's healthy, I'm taking Kevin Durant. If Steph Curry's healthy, I'm taking Steph Curry. I am talking to the state of the NBA and how it is right now. LeBron James, I will take him. Of course, I'm the biggest LeBron guy here. Kawhi Leonard, at 90%, I will take Kawhi Leonard. He won a championship last year. I can never downplay that. This man is a stone cold killer out here. I'm having a hard time, and maybe I'm acting a little irrational. Maybe. I'm having a hard time looking at what this man is doing in Dallas in the first 13 games and thinking this man is not a top 3 NBA basketball player in the league right now today. End of sentence.
I just don't know, Zeebs. I literally don't know.
Question for you.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you're factoring in injuries,
I'm
I'm factoring in injuries.
well, that's different because then you rule out KD,
I'm curious.
Kyrie, Steph.
Clay.
I'm curious
Clay.
how his stats, 14, 13 games into the season right now compared to Russell Westbrook's stats from last year.
Totally
I'm
different.
sure they blow him out of the water.
Totally different.
Well, the numbers are
That Oklahoma City team was complete. First of all, Russell Westbrook was in his complete prime while he was doing that triple-double. Complete prime. He was, 28? Luka Doncic is 20 years old. He can't drink beer. That man cannot have a beer. He is 20 years old and doing this. We've never seen this in the NBA in our entire lives. So the Russell Westbrook comparison, also the most inefficient triple-double we've ever seen. But I will say, the triple-double Russell Westbrook averaged the whole season, crazy impressive. Inefficient. The man shot under 30% from 3. He was like 40% from the field, which is god-awful. Luka Doncic is almost 50% from the field, an efficient 30, 10, and 9.
Yeah, Samo brings you.
The Westbrook comparison is terrible. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, he's not. Well, Westbrook's. Yeah.
And also, Dallas is terrible, and Luka Doncic is single-handedly making this team a 9-5 team. This team should be under 500. Their third best player is Tim Hardaway Jr.
Dallas is not terrible. They've got some pieces. They've got Chris.
Dwight Powell is a starting center.
They've got
Kristaps at 75%. Off a torn ACL. This man's not up to par. He's not even playing that well right now.
I have a hard time believing that Luka is a top 3 player in the league. Does this guy play defense?
It's something to think about,
Does
Zach.
this guy play defense?
He competes.
Are you taking Luka over Paul George?
It's all I'm saying is just think about it for a couple of days.
Are you taking Luka over a walking 50-point man and James Harden?
I'm having you listen to this Bill Simmons pod. You'll understand.
This guy's
open your eyes.
Brainwashed by Bill Simmons, Samo.
Probably.
Smart guy.
It could be.
Probably.
It could be a chance. I like Bill Simmons.
Gosh,
hey,
dang.
Book of Basketball 2.0. If you haven't read the first book, you should probably read it, and then you should listen to the
podcast because it's incredible. I got Zach onto it. We're all loving it. It's a good time. Dive in. Zach, is it time for some spotlights?
Let's talk about one guy. He's a friend of the pod. He's an enemy of the pod some days when they're playing Texas. He's also a really good dude. He's also a quirky dude. He's also a guy that could be leading your locker room. He's also a guy that could be the water boy in your locker room by the SpongeBob reference. Well, this guy, Joey Burrow, Joey Buckets, Joe Burrow, the big Joe, the big cup of Joe. Here he is. He's the LSU quarterback. ZB, take us there.
This is a new thing we're doing. We're calling it Spotlight. And we're putting the spotlight. I'm picking a guy every week to spotlight. Dive in. Kind of understand how they got to where they are and what makes them so great. My pick is Joe Burrow. Zach gave a terrific intro. Thank you for that. But we're going to go into the analytics. Thank you, ESPN and Pro Football Focus for the terrific stats. But
Thank you.
wrote down a couple notes. But what we're looking at, this kid Joe Burrow, quarterback, played two-sport athlete in high school, played football, basketball, call him Joey Buckets. 3-star kid rated by Rivals, a 3-star kid. So a 3-star kid, he's ranked number 22 quarterback in the nation out of his class. Let me name a couple quarterbacks that were over him, deservedly so, good quarterbacks. Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, Sam Darnold, all in this class. Now NFL quarterbacks.
In his high school class?
Yeah, in his high school class. And Joe is joining forces in the NFL. How cool is that? I thought that was a fun fact. Doesn't really say anything about Joe, but 3-star kid, 22 in the country. Kid goes to Ohio State, sits behind Haskins and Barrett. Cardell Jones is also in that mix, and decides to transfer to LSU, join Ed O. Let me just explain to you. I think this man's walking away with the Heisman. The key to it all is the Joe Brady hire. LSU is the offense last year was classic LSU.
Absolutely.
This year, Edo makes the best hire, probably one of the better hires we've seen in college football. And Joe Brady. We're not talking about this man enough, but Joe Brady, the passing game coordinator at LSU, came from the New Orleans Saints, comes to LSU, and completely changes what LSU does. They goes to the spread offense instead of the pro style, and lets Joe just fling it around. This kid is ultra talented. He's a 6'3", 6'4", 220-pound quarterback that just can make every throw in the book. I think what makes this guy different is the mentality, Zach, producer Sam. It's the mentality of never is the moment too big, never is he too worried. He is constantly just in the zone, locked in. But here's some stats for you. So we're 9 games in. 10 games in now. Burrow's stats. Passing yards. 3,100 passing yards. He got 2, 3, 4 potential games left in the season. So I'm going to say throws for 300 at least in the next 4 games they play. If they get there, that's another 1,200. So tack on 1,200. That's 4,400 yards in a college football season. I mean, that's incredible. 33 touchdowns to 4 interception ratio. Insane.
I like it.
QBR, 92.6. That's 4th in the nation. A solid QBR. Like I mentioned, a 6'4", 220-pound gunslinger. But I did some more digging, you guys. Here, I did more digging because you think, okay.
Dive into it.
You think, okay.
Take us
How
there.
many of these were against non-SEC teams, right? Once you get to the SEC, I mean, things get tough. Like Zach, you said, life is hard in the SEC. Well, guess what? Versus SEC teams, 1,732 passing yards, completion percentage, 78.4%.
Jesus.
17 touchdowns to 1 interception. He is top 5 in the country. And let me tell you, a strong quarterback class. Fields, Burrow, Tagovailoa, Herbert, Lawrence. I mean, Hurts. You could keep going. There are a lot of good quarterbacks in this country, folks. Top 5 in the country in throws under pressure, in throws when kept clean, in throws of play action, without play action, and deep passes. He is top 5 in the country in quarterbacks in those 5 categories.
Two
This
words.
guy,
Joey Buckets.
Joey Buckets, this guy simply does it all. Fun fact about Joe Burrow, his dad, defensive coordinator at the University of Ohio. Me and Zach saw that the other day at work. But what makes this guy impressive and what I'm excited about is he is the locked-in number 1 pick in the draft. No question. The Cincinnati Bengals are going to have the first pick in the draft, and what gets me excited is to see Joe Burrow going to become a Bengal because Zach Taylor, new quarterback, the new head coach there, he is a Sean McVay. He's in the coaching tree of Sean McVay. So he's going to go with the spread offense. He's going to have his guy in Burrow. And I kind of like the weapons the Bengals have. Joe Mixon in the backfield. You got Giovanni Bernard in the backfield as well in the passing game, a James White role. You got Tyler Boyd. You got a healthy John Ross. 2 speedsters on the outside. If you add another weapon or 2 on the wide receiver, you get yourself a tight end because Eifert has been a broken back for the past 10 years. This team might be up for a Cardinals-like season next year. A 5-6 win team that shows promise, doesn't win a lot of games, but is kind of exciting. I don't know much about the Bengals' offensive line. It's probably awful, but Burrow and that type of offense could be fun. Moving
from LSU Tigers to Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, I don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. It's not gonna be rainbows and butterflies for the Bengals and Zach Taylor right away. But I think this might be a good fit. A match made in heaven, maybe.
He gets to keep the mascot. That's already an easy transition.
Right? Exactly. Now you're thinking, Sam. Come on.
I think Bogo needs a second undergrad degree just for that analysis. That was pretty good. That was
well versed.
Like this spotlight.
At least worth 130 hours of credit.
Literally, look
guess what,
who's talking
folks,
just went there.
We got one more spotlight coming.
Ooh. Yeah,
and it's under a man that we've spoken about one, maybe too many times. Well, here comes one more time. This man's name, P.J. Fleck. Fleck.
Let's go.
Tell him about him, Zach. Let's
go wild. Let's do it. Let's get into it. Now listen to this. He just gave a full-blown synopsis on Joey Burrow. Now, am I going to go?
What you got for us, Overby?
Am I going to go as in?
Can we spot Joey Burrow?
Don't
even say, Burrow.
There's not much W or OW.
Go Tigers thing I've ever heard in my life.
So listen here. This guy just gave us the full freaking 20-page essay on Joe Burrow. I don't have that much on
just
PJ.
Just the summary.
I don't have that much, Zach. I don't have that much on P.J. Fleck, but I'll tell you this. This is Philip John Fleck Jr. Philip John Fleck Jr. Listen to this guy. Did you know ZB, producer Sam? This guy played for the San Francisco 49ers.
What in the?
Yeah. Did some time in the league.
Let me guess the position.
Somebody hit me with it.
Corner.
All right, Samo.
Long snapper.
Come on,
This guy played wide receiver.
Philip John.
For the San Francisco 49ers. You might know him. He's the Golden Gophers head coach. He's coaching at Minnesota. He makes $3.5 million a year.
Ooh.
His record there, 24-14.
When was he in the league?
He had a rough start, 04 to 05.
Oh.
Wasn't a long stint.
Maybe an undrafted guy made a practice squad.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a Jeff Garcia era? Is that?
Well,
or is that Alex Smith?
This guy was labeled, it's a short stint, 365 days in the league, but he was labeled a freaking warrior.
A short career in the NFL.
A freaking warrior.
Think about this. He's making more money than some of his teammates are making now. $3.5 million in Minnesota. You gotta love that.
Row the boat, John Fleck.
John Fleck.
Row the boat. I was born in 94. This guy was playing high school football, 1997. Let me get you a little stats, CB. Let me get you a little stats.
Don't pull out the high school Philip John.
State record, 95 catches, 1,500 yards, and 16 touchdowns. This is PJ Fleck. We love this guy.
This man was almost 100 caught balls his senior year in high school.
Yeah, no, we love this guy.
Holy.
So
God.
listen to this. Head coaching career started Western Michigan.
Okay.
1-7.
Wow.
I know another guy that won one game. His name's Matt Rule. 1-7.
The Corlec is. It's just too good.
Second year at Western Michigan.
Don't say 6-2. Just don't say 6 wins.
Western Michigan 2015, 6-2. Western Michigan 2016.
Did I miss the eight game season mark?
Listen to this. In 2016, 8-0.
Okay.
2016, 8-0.
8-0.
What does that get you? It gets you a promotion. You're heading to Minnesota.
Western Michigan to Minnesota made the jump.
Listen here, Western Michigan to Minnesota. Minnesota year 1 in 2017, 2-7. Year 2, 3-6. We're in 2019. This man is leading men that play football.
They went from 3-6 to 9-1.
It's just a crazy turnaround. But listen, if you talk about where P.J. Fleck came from, yeah, he was a badass wide receiver in high school. Yeah, he did a little stint with the San Francisco 49ers. A little guy by the name of he wears a vest. Who's the vest? If I had to tell you who's the vest in college football? ZB. You might know the guy. He wears
Gus Malzahn.
No. But
Nick Saban.
Jim Tressel.
Jim Tressel. Oh my God.
P.J. Fleck is of the Jim Tressel coaching tree. Joe Novak, Greg Schiano at Rutgers.
Wow.
This guy, P.J. Fleck, coached underneath all three of these guys.
Under the coaching tree of Jim Tressel.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Absolutely.
With Bogo, we got all the X's and O's and the numbers, but we're going Ancestry.com over here.
We are. That's right. P.J. Fleck took the test for us. Friend of the pod.
P.J. Fleck.
And when does his family get over here? Was it on the Mayflower or the Pinta?
Something,
look
man.
into his family. I'm not
Wait,
sure.
here we go. I just Googled P.J. Fleck. Just want to see what pops up.
Okay.
The Star Tribune 1 hour ago. This is the title. I love this. This is P.J. Fleck in my eyes.
Headlines.
Here's the headline. Coach P.J. Fleck, Philip John, asked the Gophers for more. Simple as that. Coach P.J. Fleck asked the Gophers for more. I have not read the story, but I love this guy, man. This guy went from 3-6 to 9-1. They lose their first game, and what does he ask for? More. I want more.
Dude, if you're gonna start a team, why not P.J. Fleck? Why not? Why not? It's a never give up mantra.
P.J. Fleck and Luka, and that's all you need.
There we go. Here's exactly right. Here's the question. Zach, I got this question through your research, through your, you were diving in late night on this P.J. Fleck.
I've seen a few things.
You've seen a few things. Some you've wanted to see, some you've not. You know this man inside and out now. If USC doesn't get Saban, they come calling for a good looking young.
USC got Saban? When did they get?
If they don't, I meant Urban Meyer.
Oh.
If SC does not get Urban Meyer, which is the pipe dream, obviously, when they fire Clay Helton, which, sorry, Clay, it's happening sooner rather than later.
Stop
is
right there.
P.J. Fleck?
Blank check, P.J. Fleck.
Is blank check P.J. Fleck an option?
This guy's the hottest name in college football.
I'm just saying. But I love this guy in Minnesota, man.
I love this guy. I love that he committed to the 7-year deal in Minnesota. I love when all the Sharks were out there. We talked about it on Look Who's Talking. All the big boosters willing to write the check.
Yeah.
This guy, in the comfort of his own home, talks to the Minnesota personnel, talks to the Minnesota brass, signs a 7-year deal to make the Golden Gophers a national player.
Like we mentioned, top 5 sleeping giants.
We talked about it. I honestly wish they had beaten Iowa. I don't know.
I do too. But, it happens.
We could have had a better conversation. I love P.J. Fleck. We love Matt Rule. And we love Luka-Doncic.
We do.
Look Who's Talking.
Big time friends of the pod.
Spotlight. We had the spotlight on Joey Buckets and P.J. Fleck. Maybe we'll feature, maybe your brother, your cousin, somebody.
Someone.
I don't know.
Maybe you.
Jackson Hayes. That guy's
he's on the floor right now.
force to be reckoned with.
Love that guy. Another UT big.
They did nothing at Texas.
Yeah, it happens. Shaka doesn't know how to use talent.
Here we are. Moving on to college basketball. Who's the best? This is a saturated college basketball year.
It's a weird year, folks.
No one's really at the top. Who do you like? Who do you not like? There's not really anyone that's like a front runner at this point.
No front runners. Duke's top team in the country. We saw the number 1 team in the country, Kentucky. We saw them lose to Evansville at home. Evansville beat Kentucky.
They look terrible.
So yeah, like that kind of sums up this year. We're gonna see a lot of upsets. I think we're gonna see a lot of teams be the number 1 team in the country, because those teams are gonna lose. It's just it's not a good year for college basketball. It's not. in my opinion, 16 teams could win this. Could win the championship this year. I think when we get to March Madness, it's going to be some madness, folks, because you're not going to know who to pick for what upset. We might see a couple 16 seeds take down a 1. I mean, we pretty much saw it the other day, Evansville and Kentucky. But here's the thing. When I think of the top college basketball team in the country, I'm thinking of this. You think of who's got the point guard, who's got the wing play, who's got the top coach in America, because when it comes to college basketball, it all comes down to coaching. And you think of who's got the depth. And I think there's a lot of good teams out there, but you want to know the sleeper team that I'm going with, that I actually think might be the best team in the country, and I'm not joking right now. I think the Oregon Ducks might be the actual best team in the country. You're going to go crazy on me, bro. Pac-12 basketball is back, folks. Pac-12 after dark. Get ready. Watch them, because the Oregon Ducks, the 11th ranked team in the country, they got Peyton Pritchard. This team last year won 18 games. When they got to the tournament, Sweet 16 appearance. The year before, Elite 8 appearance. The year before that, Sweet 16 appearance. This team shows up in the dance. Guess what? This year, they got the talent. They got Peyton Pritchard. They got the most slept-on coach in America, Dana Altman. This man knows how to win games. I love me some Dana Altman. Came from Creighton.
Yeah.
They also got a top 5 class in the country this year. They got 3 5-star prospects and a 4-star kid. This guy, Neftali Fanal, is a 7-footer.
Is Bo still there?
Nope, he's gone. He's a Denver Nugget. But this guy had it down to Kentucky and Oregon. He's eligible to play at Oregon starting in December. They've got 3 grad transfers starting with them that are all good players and a couple of returning seniors. They're deep. They have the perfect mixture of young guys and the leaders, the veteran leadership they need with Dana Altman. I'm going with the Ducks. Quack, quack.
I love that. I love that take. ZB is on fire for Look Who's Talking right now. ZB is on fire. I've got no college basketball takes. You know why? Because my college basketball team just is terrible. There's no one that can. Oh, and now we're tuning in. Phoenix Suns.
A little 8-4 win.
New Orleans No Zion. No Zion Pelicans. Okay, go ahead and tune in. It's Jackson Hayes and the Holiday Kid. That's thrown. Oh my. This is bad basketball.
Man, layups are hard when you get paid millions.
Here's a quick looking ahead for all you gamblers out there. Here we go. NFL games. Who you got? Who you don't got? Who do you love? Who do you hate? Here we go. We're going to talk to producer Sam and ZB about a couple picks. Take them if you don't want them. I don't know. I'm a terrible gambler, but here we go. Giants, Bears. Chicago, -6. Who you got? Giants, Bears. ZB, you go first.
That's actually a really tough one.
It is a tough one.
Are they going to start Chase Daniel?
I think Trubisky's actually playing. I actually think he's playing. I thought his hip was removed from his body or something. I mean, from what it sounded like, but
10 seconds on the clock.
I think Trubisky's playing. I'm going Giants +6.
Yeah, I am taking. I'm gonna go with. I gotta go with the Bears. I think they need it more. I'll probably take the points.
Chicago, -6.
All right.
There you go. Steelers, Bengals. Now listen here. You got the worst quarterback in football, Mason Rudolph. You got the worst team in football, Bengals. It's Pittsburgh, -6.5. Almost a touchdown favorite in this one. We'll go with CB. Who you got? Wow. He's stunned.
Bengals +6.5.
Okay, we're going to producer Sam.
I gotta go with Pittsburgh. I think they bounce back from a bad loss to the Browns.
Love it. Here we go. Moving on. Speaking of the Browns, the Poop Bowl, the worst team, almost the worst team in football. They're 4-6, taking on the Dolphins. They're 2-8. It's Cleveland -10.5 versus the Dolphins. Who you got?
I like where the Browns are going. I think after emotional loss like that with Garrett, they rally behind the team, rally behind what's going on there. I'm going Browns -10.5.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll go Browns. I think they ride this little momentum that they have in the middle of the season here.
5-6.
I'll take the points too.
Not bad.
You love it. You love it. I had these picks pulled up on my phone. My phone just died. It's late night pod.
Night pod.
It's 9:47 p.m. We came to you. It was a 2-week hiatus.
But we're back.
It was a break. This is episode 7. We're crossing the threshold. We appreciate the love and support. CB,
Yep.
what do you have to say to the listeners?
Man, all I can say is I love you guys. Thank you for being there with us through the ups and downs. We won't have a hiatus like this again. But you know, we're back. We're back. It's primetime sports. We're getting ready for Thanksgiving. Eat all the turkey you can. P.J. Fleck for the win.
Fleck.
Love it. See you guys next week.
Sorry, guys.
Listen in on Wednesday mornings. Follow us on Instagram. Look who's talking.